Analysis of field event. Long jump. The long jump can be broken down into four components. Approach run, that is run up. Last two strides. Takeoff, action in air, and landing. The approach run. The approach run is 30 to 40 meters long, followed by takeoff with a single leg, the flight and the landing. The approach run is performed in an accelerated manner. In last 3 to 4 strides, the jumper settles for the jump. The last stride is shortened by 15 to 20 centimeters. The approach run of a vital importance for the long jump. Greater the run-up velocity, which is runner can be transferred at takeoff without great loss of momentum, the better the result will be. The result achieved over first 40 to 30 meter, which is decisive in long jump. Last two strides. The objective in last two strides is to prepare or set up for the takeoff while conserving as much speed as possible. Prior to this last stride, the jumper is in full sprinting position in which the jumper continues the acceleration by pushing down against the ground. Penultimate stride. The penultimate stride is the next to the last stride from the takeoff, where thereby lowering of the jumper center of the gravity. It is the longest of the last two strides because of the lowering of the center of the gravity and the flexion of the knee and the ankle of the supporting leg. Last stride. The last stride for the right-handed right foot is shorter than the penultimate stride because of placing of the jumper center of the gravity. As the takeoff foot made contact with the ground, the foot is placed flat and in front of the jumper's body. In addition, there is a slight flexion of the joint of the takeoff leg. During this slight flexion, the muscles of the takeoff leg are forced into an active stretching phase. There is a shortening or concentric contraction is preceded by the phase of active stretching in the muscles of the takeoff leg. Elastic energy is stored and the takeoff leg is loaded up. The second is the takeoff. The objective in the takeoff is to load up the takeoff leg to create a vertical impulse through the jumper center of gravity. During takeoff, the takeoff leg extended vigorously, explained by the swing of non-takeoff leg and the opposite side arm. The trunk is kept upright and the eye are focused on the distal end of the pit. This is the most important and at the same time the most difficult single phase in the long jump. The whole action takes only 0.12 to 0.13 seconds. During this short time, all the takeoff movement take place. That is the contact with the ground, the foot placement, the absorption of the impact at the knee, hip and ankle joint, body position, the active extension of the takeoff. Number 1. Contact with the ground. As the jumper takeoff, foot may contact with the ground and the leg is loaded up with elastic energy. A vertical impulse or lift is created through the center of the gravity. This vertical impulse created from the takeoff leg projected the jumper's body up and out in the air. Foot placement. The takeoff foot is placed flat and directly in front of the jumper's body to allow for a maximum vertical lift. If a jumper places the foot well, it will cause braking or stopping effect at the takeoff. Third one, the absorptions of the impact. The main task here is to prepare for an effective forward and upward push. In this phase, the force resulting from the active planting of the takeoff leg are absorbed by the slight flexion at the ankle, knee and hip joint. The fourth one, body position. The jumper body is upright to the ground, allowing for optimal position at takeoff. Jumpers should focus their eye up and out when leaving the ground. They should be looking down into the sand or at the takeoff board. The fifth one, the active extension at takeoff. One favorable condition for an active leap upward has been created in the absorption phase, the takeoff action itself will be easy to perform. The movement of the swinging leg also contributes to the effective takeoff. In this, the third point is the flight, or you can say the action in air. Once contact with the ground is broken, the jumper can do nothing to alter the flight phase of the center of the gravity. However, the jumper moves the arm and legs above the center of the gravity to counteract forward rotation and assume an optimal position for landing. So there are three main types of technique, that is the action in air, the sail, hang and hitch kick. The hitch kick technique. The hitch kick technique allows the jumpers to counteract the rotation development at the takeoff. By cycling the leg and arm through the air, the jumper is able to maintain an upright body position and set up for the efficient landing position. If the jumper did not counteract forward rotation by cycling the arms and legs, the body will continue to rotate forward into a face down position in the sand. The other technique for the long jump in the air is the hang and the sail. Each of these styles accomplished by the same task as the hitch kick, by counteracting forward rotation in the air in order to achieve an efficient landing position. Hang technique. In the hang technique, the jumper extends his or her body in a long outstretched position and hold that position momentarily so that he or she appears to be hanging. Then upon descending, the jumper snaps the leg to the forward landing position. The hinge is beneficial in that the long position of the athlete as he or she races in the air retards the tendency to stumble forward and lose extension. The sail technique style. So using the sail technique, the athlete immediately lifts the leg up in a toe touching position upon rising up from the takeoff. This makes it easy for the novice to try to get into a landing position early. However, it does not counter the tendency to rotate too far forward. This can cause the feet to lose good extension upon the landing. The last one is the landing. For an efficient landing, the jumper extends and sweeps the arm down towards the ground. This action of the arm raises the leg up towards the torso and close to the jumper center of the gravity. Thus, the action of the arm causes an equal and opposite reaction with the legs. As the jumper make contact with the sand, the knee bend and flex to cushion the impact. In addition, the arms are brought forward to assist the jumper's forward momentum and avoid fallback.